Welcome back to Wittenberg Academy's Latin 1 course. We're in first year Latin, and we're on page 42, ready for lesson 25. We're going to learn some new verb tenses today, the imperfect and the future active of laudo. The imperfect tense is a past tense. In English, it's sometimes called the past progressive. I was doing something. So for laudo, so if we look here in the bottom, page 25, laudabam, I praised, I did praise, I was praising. So it's a past tense with the idea perhaps of an ongoing action in the past, but it's often translated as a simple past also, just I praised. And so once you make, for all verbs, we want to make 2 sets of cards for each verb form. So one with the whole chart, with the whole word, laudabam, laudabas, laudabat. Turn the page. Laudabamus, laudabatis, laudabant. So you should have one note card with the whole word written out. Practice it that way. And at the top, you need to write future imperfect, indicative, active. So you see that. That's at the top of the note card, imperfect, indicative, active. Then your 2 columns, singular and plural, laudabam, laudabas, laudabat, laudabamus, laudabatis, laudabant. Practice that. And then I want you to add, have a second note card with just the endings. So the top, imperfect, indicative, active. But then, he's got you listed here as the personal endings, but I want you to put the whole ending. I think that's easier to learn. So don't just put im, put bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. Okay, so your second note card should say bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. Likewise, now the future on page 43. Page 43, the future indicative active. So the top of your card, future indicative active, and then laudabo, laudabis, laudabit, laudabamus, laudabitus, laudabant. So again, laudabo, laudabis, laudabit, laudabamus, laudabitus, laudabant. I shall praise, you will praise, he will praise, we shall praise, you shall praise, they shall praise. Okay. And then for the endings again, don't just put o, st, mus, tis, und. Go ahead and put bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitus, bunt. Okay. Very good. And then vocabulary for this week. And also Wheelock chapter 5. So Wheelock 4 and 5 also wants you to do that vocabulary. And these vocabulary words. Edificium. Edificium is a building. Arbiter. And notice the genitive is arbitrary. Arbiter, arbitrary, masculine, means a witness. Ouster. Austri. Genitive singular is austri. Ouster. Ouster is the south wind. Like Australia is the southern continent. Ouster, the south wind. Bonus. Bonus. It's an adjective. It means good. Horium. Horium is a barn or a granary. Magnum. Magnum means large. Minister. Ministry. Minister. Ministry. Genitive plural, genitive singular is ministry. Is an attendant or an assistant or a servant. Pigger, piggery. So the genitive singular is piggery, means lazy. Pretium, pretium is price. Specto is I look at or I see, and it is like laudo. Takes the same kind of endings as laudo. Vesper, and then the genitive, it's vesperi, keeps its E. Vesper, vesperi, is evening, like vespers, the evening prayer service in church. And vespera, or vesperi, is also evening, so it can be masculine or feminine. So, You've got two new paradigms to learn for the imperfect and future active of laudo. And so two sets of cards to make for each of those, for the imperfect and the future. So you've got four new verb cards to study. And again, as you saw in the midterm, you'll be asked to completely reproduce these charts. So I'll say, produce the full chart for laudabo. Then you'll have to write laudabo, laudabis, laudabit, laudabamis, laudabitus, laudabant. That's the idea, as well as then our vocabulary. Right. We'll practice some translation now on the bottom of page 43 and 44. Again, do it one sentence at a time, work through the sentence, write it out, and then while it's still fresh in your mind, start the video again, see how I did it, notice any mistakes you make, and notice if you're making the same mistakes. And if you keep making the same sort of mistakes, then send me an email and let's figure out why you're making the mistake. Or if I keep getting the same kind of mistakes from everybody, we'll do a special video just on whatever's tripping people up. All right, sentence 1. Regina puellas pigras non laudabat. Regina puellas pigras non laudabat. What is the verb? The verb is laudabat. What kind of endings have that bat ending? That's imperfect. It's past tense. Laudabo, laudabas, laudabat. Third person singular. He or she was praising. That's the verb. It's got a noun in front of it, so it was not praising. Anything in the nominative to go with the verb? Yes, Regina. The queen was not praising. Whom was she not praising? The direct object of a verb, the whom, who's receiving the action of the verb, has to be in the accusative. Puellas pigras. The queen did not praise the lazy girls. The queen did not praise the lazy girls. Sentence 2. Umbrae in horto magnae non sunt. Umbrae in horto magnae non sunt. What's the verb? Sunt. Sum est. Sumus estis sunt. Sum est. Sumus estis sunt. Third person plural. They are. It's got a noun in front of it, so they are not. Anything in the nominative to go with the verb? Yes. Umbrae. The shadows are not magnae. The shadows are not large. In horto. In the garden. The shadows are not large in the garden. Sentence 3. Agricolae magnum pretium hoc anno expectabant. Agricolae magnum pretium hoc anno expectabant. All right, where's the verb? Expectabant. What's ending is bunt? Bunt. That's future. Third person plural, future. They will be looking for. They will be expecting. Anything in the nominative to go with it? Yes. Agricolae. The farmers will be expecting, will be looking for. What will they be expecting? What will they be looking for? Has to be in the nominative. Magnum, pretium. The farmers will be looking for a large price, hoc anno, this year, in this year, ablative, ablative of time, when, in this year. Sentence 4. Filia ministri ova alba in horreo spectabit. Filia ministri ova alba in horreo spectabit. What is the verb? Spectabit. What kind of verb has a bit ending? That is future. Go ahead and look on page 43. Laudabo, laudabis, laudabit. Third person singular. So he or she will look for, or will look at, I should say. Will look at. Anything in the nominative to go with the verb? Yes, philia. The daughter will look at. Okay, what will she look at? You need something in the accusative. So it's kind of tough. There is a word in the accusative, owa. Owa alba. Remember, owum is the word for egg, and it's neuter. So its accusative plural is an ah, has an ah ending. The daughter, ministri. Philia ministri. What case is ministri? It is genitive. How do you translate genitive? With of. The daughter of the servant will look at owa alba, white eggs, in horio, in the barn. The daughter of the servant will look at white eggs in the barn. Sentence 5. Amici boni dona filiis et filiabus parabant. Amici boni dona filiis et filiabus parabant. Parabant is your verb. Parabant. What kind of verbs have bont endings? Well, that's your imperfect. Laudabam, laudabas, laudabat, laudabamus, laudabatis, laudabant. So that means they provided, they did provide. Anything in the nominative to go with it? Yes, amici boni, good friends. Good friends provided. What did they provide? Need something in the accusative. Dona is in the accusative. Again, it's neuter. Donum means gift. And so the accusative plural is ah. The good friends provided gifts, filiis et filiabus. Filiis et filiabus are both in the dative. The good friends provided gifts to the sons and to the daughters. Sentence 6. Multa aedificia alta sunt Romae. Multa aedificia alta sunt Romae. What is the verb sunt? What does it mean? They are. Anything in the nominative to go with it? Yes. Multa aedificia alta. All of that is in the nominative. Aedificia is the nominative plural for aedificium. It's neuter, means a building, so aedificia is the neuter plural. Many buildings are tall. Multa aedificia alta sunt. Many buildings tall are. Many buildings are tall. Romae means at Rome. At Rome. Some optional vocabulary there, different kinds of trees. You're not going to be quizzed on that. Just if you're into botany, you might want to learn the Latin names of animals and plants, because that's what all their scientific names are. So kind of a big lesson today. 2 new verb forms to commit to memory, and a lot of vocabulary both here and in Wheelock chapter 5. So you really need to study that quite a bit, both the vocabulary and the verb forms. And Lord willing, next week we will carry on into chapter 26.